And we are back with another one, ladies and gents. So today I decided to do something a little different, give you guys a little different content compared to the reaction videos you guys have been seeing on the channel. So pretty much I got lucky. I was able to get the PlayStation 5, get my hands on one of these bad boys right here. I actually got my PlayStation in November, which was literally on release day. So I got lucky. I got lucky on Walmart, you know what I'm saying? And I was able to pick one up. I got delivered literally on the day they came out. So I figured it's been 6 months, so I'll give you guys a little honest review. You know, what I think about it. I mean, is it really worth it? You know, like, should you really be spending all your money to buy a PlayStation 5 if you got a PlayStation 4, you know? So, I mean, all right, so we'll start from the basics. We'll start with the controller, because the controller is pretty much my favorite part of the whole thing over here. As you know, you got the typical PlayStation 4 controller, which in size compared to the PlayStation 5 controller, you can see the size. It's a little bit bigger. I think if you've ever played on an Xbox, this feels more like an Xbox controller. It definitely fits in your hand better. The best part about the controller, there's a lot of reaction in the controller. So a lot of vibration, the buttons are also what's called like reaction buttons. So technically when you press down on them, they go down halfway, they go down all the way. The buttons are react. You feel more stuff when you're playing with the controller, I guess you could say. This is my only con about the controller, I guess, which is also a positive thing if you don't have a headset or a microphone, but there's actually a built-in microphone right on the controller itself. So the problem with that is I can't tell you how many numerous times I've been in a game and I'll just be playing and then realize, oh damn, I forgot to mute my mic, because there's a little mute button right under it. You could just press the mute button, mute it all out. But if you don't press that and the little light's not lit up, you're actually playing, and now the person that you're playing against is hearing everything you're saying. So you could be going the whole game talking to somebody, let's say you're having a private conversation with your moms, you know what I'm saying, with your girl. Next thing you know, the whole conversation is being heard by the person, or you're talking hella junk to them and now they're listening to the whole thing. So that's one. The second thing is, if the other person that you're playing against is also speaking, there's a speaker in here, so their volume is coming through the controller, which could cause a problem if you're using a headset, because my headset connects via USB right to the PlayStation. So then when the volume comes out of here, you could also hear it in the headset. It's all just confusing. So if you don't do the settings right, that's what happens. I think that's just a con if you do have a headset. If you don't have a headset, it's great. The controller's pretty cool. Lights up, definitely awesome. I mean, it's pretty much basically the same. You got the blue light that comes all around, just like the PlayStation 4. Only difference is there's no backlit LED thing on this. So, is that better? Is that worse? I'll tell you why it's better. Only because the controller doesn't die as quick. Because one of the biggest problems on the PlayStation 4 was that light on the back. I know you could dim it out, relax, but it would die out real quick. You know what I mean? So, but aside from that, the controller feels better in your hand. Like I said, the microphone thing is a huge pro, huge con as well. Going on the outside, brick. So here's my problem with the outside of this thing. It is ginormous. So it's pretty much like you got to have two tables. One for your television and then one for your PlayStation, because they decided to make this thing the size. Well, I got the CD version, obviously, but the only difference is pretty much just this little slot, which is going to cut, like a quarter of an inch. It's ginormous. So this thing, sorry, I got to freaking hold it like this. Compared to this thing, you know what I mean? Like, look at the size difference, you know? If you look at them, hold on. God damn, this thing is heavy. So if you look at it like this, like the size difference, you know? It's insane. So aside from that, though, aesthetically, it's pleasing. It looks beautiful from the outside. It's great. It's got, it lights up blue, so you got blue lights coming out the side. These white plastics on the outside are interchangeable, so you could order different colors. You could take these off, unscrew them, and then replace them to whatever color. But the black and white actually doesn't look bad, and obviously, if you're into the blue and white theme, that's perfect for you, because the controller lights up blue and white. So unless you're gonna customize the controller, customize the PlayStation, everything is perfect. Getting into the internals of the PlayStation, the speed of like things loading and whatnot, like let's say games or when you first turn it on. We'll go with when you first turn it on. So when you first turn it on, The speed is real quick. It's a world of a difference compared to the PlayStation 4. So I think that's the only aspect that's great. So if you are complaining about the speed of your PlayStation 4 and you're like, hey, listen, I want to upgrade, I want to do something better, PlayStation 5 is your way, because the speed of the loading times, even for the games, so any game, downloading the games, obviously if you're hardwired, it's always going to be faster. But the download speed, the upload speed, the time it takes for the game to actually open up. So it's like if you're trying to launch a new game that you just downloaded, that's way quicker. When you first open the system, there's not really any type of lag time between you hitting the button and then just the system turning on. I think that's a huge pro. So, I mean, if that's what you're looking for, obviously this thing is for you. But one of the cons is, this is obviously personal opinion here. One of the cons to me was that the actual software was kind of hard to figure out, because there's so much you can do in the actual software that like it gets confusing to the point where you're like, well, how do I, when I first downloaded, like when I got it all launched up and everything downloaded and everything, I couldn't even figure out how to turn the system off. I'm like, how the hell do you turn it off? I'm like looking at, it wasn't like the PlayStation 4. So I'm like, how, like I'm trying to figure it out. I'm holding the button, but it's not working. So they changed a bunch of stuff around on the actual software. And then obviously, so now the whole layouts are all different. And I mean, is it worse? That's on you. I guess you got to check it out, see what you think. But for me, it was a little confusing. I think they definitely could have made it easier to use. But aside from that, I mean, everything else is pretty self-explanatory. You can, like I said, you could, same as the other PlayStation, you can leave it vertical, horizontal. Everything else. Oh, another complaint. Another thing I didn't like. There's not a lot of memory on this thing. This thing is only, I don't even remember, but there's not a lot of memory compared to, I mean, the amount of money you're spending, you should be getting a lot of memory, which is insane because we're spending all this money. PlayStation, the least you could do is hook us up, you know? But, I mean, is it worth it? Is it not worth it? Should you get the PlayStation? Should you not get the PlayStation 5? If you have a PlayStation 4 and you're like, hey, listen, you know what? I don't mind upgrading. I don't mind getting one, you know, then do it. But if you're content with your PlayStation 4 and you're like, hey, listen, you know, I don't think there's going to be a world of difference. There really isn't. It's not like a day and night difference, at least to me. And I think you'd be just fine using your PlayStation until these things come back in stock, which looks like it'd probably be never, because it takes freaking months for these things. Believe it or not, fun fact, they actually said that when this got released, the amount of sales for the PlayStation 5 outsold the Xbox by twice as much. So, I mean, is it a rumor? Is it the truth? I don't know. But if that is the truth, PlayStation always doing their thing. I mean, if you got the spare, whatever, $4.99 for this version, for the CD version, $3.99 for the digital, if you got the spare change, I guess, do it. But if you're happy and you don't mind the, I don't know, 5-10 second delay on the PlayStation 4s, then keep your PlayStation 4. You know, no need to. I mean, it's all interchangeable, so you could play. You know what I mean? So you could play the PlayStation 4. It's not like you can't not play with your friends or anything, but unless you got next gen games. But the only issue is, I think what they're gonna do is they're gonna slowly start pushing the PlayStation 4 out. So I think they're gonna make games that are less compatible with the PlayStation 4. I think I know they have a long history of letting all the PlayStation 3 games be interchangeable with PlayStation 4 and whatnot, but I think they're going to push for next gens to be the new thing. So I think the more and more they sell, the more and more people buy them, they're going to actually end up, you know, kind of pushing the PlayStation 4 out of there and being like, hey, you know what? It's enough for us. But, I mean, the same thing, let's talk about the USBs. You got 2 USBs on the front of the PlayStation 4. So on the back, you got no USBs. Got your Ethernet cable. On this bad boy right here, you've got 1 USB on the front, right? And then on the back, boom, pow. You got 2 more USBs, which is great. And then you got your HDMI and your Ethernet cable. And yeah, so if you don't mind having a brick on your table, get a strong, sturdy table so that, you know, you could obviously use this thing. God damn. But yeah, I mean, that's my opinion. let me know in the comment section. Did you buy it? Do you have it? Am I right? Am I wrong? Are you gonna buy it? Do you plan? You know what I mean? I don't know. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think about the PlayStation. You got a PlayStation 4? You want the PlayStation 5? I don't know. Let me know. But as always, see you guys on the next one.